Matthew Hamner was raised on a farm in rural Shelby County, Indiana, where he graduated from Southwestern High School in 1984. He's an Eagle Scout along with his 7 brothers, which is an Indiana state record. He served a 2-year mission to Vietnamese refugees where he learned the culture and language of Vietnamese people and enjoyed serving others. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Indiana University and recently graduated from Indiana University with a Master of Science in Criminal Justice and Public Safety. Through the service his father gave in Korea and Vietnam during the war, Matthew gained a desire to serve his community, which led him to policing. He joined the Indianapolis Police Department in 1990, served as South District Patrol Officer until 1998. During that period, he worked as a neighborhood resource officer, field training officer, accident investigator, and evidence technician, until he was promoted to detective sergeant in 1999. He served on the East District as a narcotics sergeant for 3 years. He then moved to uniform as a South District sergeant, and from there, booking sergeant, where he was promoted to lieutenant at Northwest District in 2008. There he supervised the day and late snack neighborhood resource officers, narcotics units, and community affairs units. In 2011, he was promoted to Major Chief Executive Officer, where he managed the fleet, property room, auto desk, latent print unit, firearms unit, and the identification branch. He also served on several committees and represented the Chief of Police in many other capacities. Matthew was also elected to the Franklin Township School Board in 2004, where he served as secretary for 2 years and president for 2 years. Matthew also owned a grass-cutting, snowplowing business for 10 years, where he was able to teach his children the value of thrift and hard work. His oldest son served a 2-year mission in Busan, South Korea, and used the $12,000 he had saved working for his dad to pay for the mission. Matthew is also a graduate from the Federal Bureau of Investigation's National Academy, Police Executive Research Forum's Senior Management Institute for Police, served as a SWAT team member from 1998 to 2001, and has been awarded the Medal of Valor and Unit Citation, among other awards and commendations totaling more than 19 in his career. He has been married for 25 years to Kimberly and has 3 sons, Matthew Jr., Luke, and Lane, and 4 daughters, Christina, Kelly, Kimmy, and Caitlin. He enjoys being involved with his children's sports and other activities and is an active member of his church. Matthew was selected as Bainbridge, Iowa's police chief from a group of 60 applicants. The search process was extremely competitive. We had numerous outstanding candidates. For those of you who attended the meet and greet with the candidates during the interview process, you saw a small glimpse of the quality of the 5 individuals interviewed for the police chief position. During the search process, I had the opportunity to review resumes, cover letters, supplemental questions of all the candidates. Matthew was identified early in the process as one of my top candidates. The group of 10 or 12 semifinalists were then invited to participate in recorded online interviews, which is a strange experience if you haven't done that before. I was sitting at home one evening going through the online interviews. My wife was working in another room. Less than 5 minutes into the interview that Matthew did, my wife came into the room and she said, "That guy sounds like he'd be a great chief." Now, she didn't make the decision, but it was clear if you had the opportunity to listen to the online interviews that he really rose to the top. Throughout the entire process, Matthew stood out as someone with passion for serving the public and for the law enforcement profession. He is optimistic, positive, and understands the concept of community policing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Bainbridge Island Police Chief Matthew Hamner.